House Minority Whip Steve Scalise said on Tuesday that he believes House Speaker Nancy Pelosi should remove Minnesota Rep. Ilhan Omar from her seat on the House Foreign Affairs Committee, thanks to her anti-Semitic comments. Scalise told Fox News Sandra Smith that Pelosi has to remove Omar if she is serious about addressing anti-Semitism. What do you think of this move by House Democrats introducing this resolution to condemn anti-Semitism in the wake of these controversial remarks? Smith asked in regards to Omar. Well, the resolution only addresses a piece of the problem, Scalise answered. She continues to display anti-Semitic remarks, comments. These are her beliefs. And so if they really are serious about addressing the problem, Nancy Pelosi has to remove her from the Foreign Affairs Committee. She is literally getting intelligence briefings on foreign policy of the United States, including our relationship with Israel, as she makes these kind of comments where she thinks any support of Israel is denouncing your own nationality. Scalise continued, where does that come from? It's a deep-rooted belief that shows the core of her convictions, and again, everybody is entitled to their own beliefs. But why would you have her on a committee that important, that's sensitive to our foreign policy if she has those kind of anti-Semitic beliefs, unless you are willing to tolerate it? And it shouldn't be tolerated. The resolution that Smith referred to was tweeted by USA Today reporter Eliza Collins. Omar found herself facing a petition that would have her removed from the Foreign Affairs Committee, which the freshman congresswoman has been a member following comments made by the congresswoman about what she called dual loyalty. I want to talk about the political influence in this country that says it is okay for people to push for allegiance to a foreign country, Omar said according to Fox News. I want to ask, why is it okay for me to talk about the influence of the NRA, of fossil fuel industries, or Big Pharma, and not talk about a powerful lobbying movement that is influencing policy? Following her comments, Pelosi was petitioned to remove Omar from her committee position. In light of Rev. Ilhan Omar's recent anti-Semitic tweets, statements, and address before Islamic Relief USA on Saturday, February 23, we, the undersigned organizations, request that you immediately remove her as a member of the House Foreign Affairs Committee, the letter stated. According to the Washington Free Beacon, we hope you will continue to demonstrate your commitment to the high moral standards of your office by removing Rev. Omar, a woman who has repeatedly exhibited strong biases against the State of Israel and the Jewish people, from this critically important and sensitive committee. Sponsored content. Forget about solar panels, use this instead. Watch, TrendIsGuides.com. Chiropractors baffled, simple stretch relieves years of back pain. Watch, HealthToday.online. 15 infamous scenes that actors now regret filming. Entertainment. Wall Street, cheat sheet. 30 strict White House rules. Melania Trump has to follow ice. Pop bloggers cut down old tree but never expected what they saw inside. Buzzworthy. The best U.S. presidents in history to resign. Watch the video. Many in D.C. have called out Omar, calling her an anti-Semite for her recent comments on Israel. Fox News reported that a House vote on a resolution condemning anti-Semitism, following recent comments by U.S. Representative Ilhan Omar, Democrat Minnesota, has been delayed, as Democrats scramble to rewrite the motion to include all forms of prejudice and progressives like Rep. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez come to the defense of their embattled colleague. The declaration, which doesn't mention Omar by name, was initially set to be introduced Wednesday. It was to set out the history of anti-Semitism and other bigotry in America and provide examples of anti-Jewish tropes about divided loyalties. It was also supposed to say the House rejects anti-Semitism as hateful expressions of intolerance that are contradictory to the values that define the people of the United States. Watch the video. From Breitbart. The Middle Eastern Women's Coalition is on Capitol Hill Wednesday to call for the resignation of Congresswoman Ilhan Omar. Omar has come under criticism for anti-Semitic remarks in recent weeks, prompting House Democrats to organize a formal condemnation of anti-Semitism. The vote was expected to take place Wednesday but now appears to be delayed. According to a press release, speakers will include special guest Martha Bonetta, policy advisor and political commentator Rabia Kazan, president of Middle Eastern Women's Coalition George Kaler, co-founder of the Tea Party Marilyn Matriciana, ordained minister of 35 years and executive director at Middle East Women's Coalition Christiane L. Ilhan, president of the D.C. Digital and founder of Constitutional Millennials, host of the MUC press conference Delia Zajer, president of Students Supporting Israel at Columbia University Nar Nadweya, a Syrian human rights activist for the Persecuted Christians Drive, Randy Short, human rights activist and graduate of Harvard University School of Divinity Ola Havetme, vice president of MUC, and celebrity stylist and fashion designer Kaylee Long, CEO to Renexum. We came to this country because of the freedoms and rights offered to all citizens regardless of gender under the U.S. Constitution, states the press release. We are proud to be American citizens. But we recognize that millions of women in the Middle East don't enjoy these freedoms, and are forced to live under fanatical and repressive religious regimes, denied basic human rights, freedoms and dignity. Our mission is to give voice to these oppressed women and promote a greater awareness of their suffering. With his opinion, and he let it rip recently when he turned the topic to Rep. Ilhan Omar on his radio show, Rush. Now, let's move to Ilhan Omar. This is one of these many circumstances where nobody has the guts to say what's really going on here, particularly in the Democrat Party. So Ilhan Omar, she's from Minnesota, and she won fame for demanding to be able to wear the headpiece, the hijab, on the floor of the House of Representatives. And everybody, oh, sure, whatever you want. Just don't blow us up, whatever you want. Just don't do any terrorism. If you want to wear it, wear it. So she got the idea that nobody was gonna oppose her. She hates Jews, she's more than an anti-Semite. She's from Somalia. She is an Islamist. And she hates Jews. Jews are the problem in the world to her and many other people like her. And so when the Democrats have these ceremonies where they have to pledge solidarity with Israel, well, Omar doesn't participate. Screw you. The Jews are the problem. I'm not gonna swear allegiance to Israel. So now the Democrats have a problem because they've got a rabidly anti-Semitic member of Congress, who is a freshman and is getting all kinds of media acclaim. Representative Ilhan Omar is catching flack on Twitter yet again for suggesting that U.S. politicians were being forced to pledge allegiance to Israel. Omar, 37, was responding to a tweet from New York Congresswoman Nita Lowey when she made the alleged anti-Semitic comments Sunday. I should not be expected to have allegiance/pledge support to a foreign country in order to serve my country in Congress or serve on committee, Omar tweeted. Lowey had been calling the Congresswoman out for comments she reportedly made during a bookstore event last week, suggesting that pro-Israel groups were pushing lawmakers to pledge allegiance to a foreign country. Lawmakers must be able to debate without prejudice or bigotry, Lowey tweeted on Saturday. I am saddened that Rep. Omar continues to mischaracterize support for Israel. I urge her to retract this statement and engage in further dialogue with the Jewish community on why these comments are so hurtful. Well, Ilhan Omar is unaffected, unmoved, and untainted by Democrat threats. She fired back on Sunday. Our democracy is built on debate, Congresswoman. I should not be expected to have allegiance/pledge support to a foreign country in order to serve my country in Congress or serve on committee. The people of the 5th elected me to serve their interest. I am sure we agree on that. Lowey fired back. No member of Congress is asked to swear allegiance to another country. Throughout history, Jews have been accused of dual loyalty, leading to discrimination and violence, which is why these accusations are so hurtful. So I guess the rub here is that Ilhan Omar thought she was being forced to swear allegiance to Israel. And Nita Lowey says, no way, we don't do that. But the fact that you would respond the way you did, why, it's very hurtful because it's obvious you're an anti-Semite. So the Democrats are gonna offer a resolution I guess tomorrow that will condemn anti-Semitism without mentioning Omar. This is how they dance all around it. House Democrats are gonna offer a resolution Wednesday condemning anti-Semitism in response to Representative Ilhan Omar's latest remarks on Israel. The declaration, written by Speaker Nancy Pelosi and other Democrats, comes after Omar's new remarks suggesting American supporters of Israel are pushing people to have allegiance to a foreign country. A draft of the resolution does not rebuke Omar, a Somali American and one of 2 Muslim women in Congress, but it sets out the history of anti-Semitism and bigotry in America. The Democrat Party, This is the way I see this. The Democrat Party claims perfection when it comes to identity politics, right? The Democrat Party is never anti-Semitic. The Democrat Party is never racist. The Democrat Party is never anti-gay. The Democrat is never anti-trans. The Democrat Party is never anti-LGBTQ. The Democrat Party is perfection. There's no bigotry. There's no hatred. There's no homophobia. And yet all throughout the Democrat Party there's all kinds of examples of this. And now the Democrats are having to write a resolution asserting and reminding everybody that there's no anti-Semitism that will be tolerated in their party, and the only reason they're doing this is because of Ilhan Omar, but they don't even have the guts to put her name in the resolution. To me this is just gigantic hypocrisy. How can this be happening in the Democrat Party where there is no racism and there is no anti-Semitism and there is no bigotry, there is no homophobia? They've got it wired, right? They're perfect in all this. Pelosi doesn't want to offend what is seen as a rising Democrat star. Well, then why do the resolution in the first place? You know what this document's also gonna do? It's gonna reject bigotry directed against Muslims after the 9/11, 2001, attack, and as if that's been done over and over and over and over again. Why is it necessary, so necessary that the Democrat Party to continue to proclaim that there is none of this going on in their party and that they will not support it? Why do they have to keep asserting this? Because the Democrat Party is the home of racism, and the Democrat Party is the home of bigotry, mean-spirited bigotry. The Democrat Party is the home of all kinds of intolerance. They invent it. And that's why when one of their members appears to go outside the boundaries, they have to move in fast and make these assertions.